super secret moon man. Yes, needs your help. The only person he has is a small robot that's about 3 inches tall. So you all wanted to forward a list of these materials to Dorobo Corporation, correct?
Yes.
Who's answering the phone at the AQUA offices, I guess? Like, who picks up once they've been connected through our Jackie, I think is a switchboard operator.
Blue, why don't you do it? You answer the phone.
Blue picks up the phone to find that it indeed is your contact, the one of the many people that works at Dorobo Corporation, Sunny Fortuna, one of the many employees.
AQUA unit.
So you go through that for a moment, and then there's this brief silence, and then the sound of somebody fumbling, and it sounds like things falling off of a desk, and then finally, hello, hey, this is AQUA? Hello, yes, hi.
Yes, hello, Mr. Fortuna.
Yes, this is the CEO of the Dorobo Group, Sunny Fortuna. I think we've met.
We have, briefly.
Great. So I got this list here. Is there some reason why you need you can hear him flipping through a page and then another page. $4.2 billion worth of materials?
Yes, is that a problem?
Just another brief moment of silence. Yes, it is. That's a lot of money, don't you think? I mean, like, I appreciate what AQUA has done, but 4.2 is, I mean, some of these materials I'm pretty sure don't even, there's more paper flipping exist. I'll have to hire somebody to find them. What is this for, or in relation to, if you really don't mind me asking?
You know, Sunny, let me get you to someone who can answer your questions a little bit better.
Wait.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now, are you going to put me on the phone with someone who's going to tell me the truth, or are you going to put me on the phone with someone who's going to try to downplay or sweet talk why you've just put in a request for 4.2 billion with a B, billion, B as in boy, billion?
Sunny, we always tell the truth here at AQUA, okay? Don't worry.
Okay. Sure. Let's hear what this other individual has to say. It's been lovely speaking with you, and if you'd like to ever set up an appointment with the CEO of the Dorobo Group, please speak to my secretary. I am also hiring a secretary if you feel you know anyone who would be good in the position. Until then, you would just be calling a number that would go to silence and recording. Don't mind that. I'll just I'm filling in temporarily as my own secretary. Just put me on the line with the other person before I continue talking. Thank you.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll transfer you.
Greetings, this is the Salamars Morgue. May I assist you?
Hi, this is CEO of the Dorobo Group, Sunny Fortuna. I hope I have caught you at a opportune time so that you can explain maybe one or two things to me about this list.
Oh, CEO now. Congratulations. Was it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah. It's very great. I have I'm going to go golfing later with some of the bastards. I can't really get in touch with anyone else that might be interested, but that's really neither here nor there. Do you think you could? So the other one, what was it? Officer, detective, Blue, yeah, Zvolder. Yeah, that. I spoke to them and they weren't able to answer a question for me, but maybe you could answer the question for me. Can you explain to me why you sent me a list requesting approximately $4.2 billion in materials?
Oh, I did not calculate the money.
Well, that's because a lot of these are incalculable. We have some things on here that simply, as I said to the detective, we're not even sure that some of these exist. My whole team's been kind of poring over some of this, and you know, so can I ask what exactly this is for precisely, if you don't mind telling me what that might be?
I am attempting to heal a man.
Um, have you considered a hospital?
Unfortunately, due to the contamination of satana cells, I will not be able to do so. Which was whose fault?
Oh, I really can't say for sure. Legally
Nothing to
speaking,
do, legally speaking, no.
there's really could have been anyone.
Though, if you wish to fix that, I am eager to hear your plans.
Uh,
Did you have plans?
well, I have a team looking at it right now. Currently, as the new CEO, there's just so much that I'm taking on board.
I understand you have much to clean up, but I'm sure pharmaceuticals can be a profitable enterprise.
Possibly so. That still, this doesn't really answer my question. Why is it that you have an individual who is worried about Santana cells? Practically the entire human population has been exposed to them on this whole planet.
He is in a suit that would prevent such things.
Are you? He There's like a pause, and then he leans closer to the receiver. Do you have someone that for some reason has never been exposed to Santana cells, and you say is wearing a suit?
That would be correct.
Like someone from the moon?
I will not confirm or deny such things, but I'm sure you will come to conclusion.
Well, if you were in possession or knew of an individual who was from the moon and hasn't been exposed to Santana cells, then that would have to be someone who has been on the moon since before the lunar haze. In other words, you got some kind of refugee or traveler, maybe envoy. I can't say for sure. Either way, an individual who is this old and has never been exposed to Santana cells, that's risky. I can see why they would maybe need a containment suit of some kind. Look, I'll be level with you. Some of these I can provide through materials that we have within our own holdings so that I don't have to outsource it. But I can't just hand this stuff over to you. I have to like be there to see what it is that you're doing. This is a big ask. I mean, these materials, some of them have been within our vaults since almost, 2.5 decades. Things that were taken from the above, high, sky, the moon.
Yes, I understand. There is much knowledge that you have that you will not share, but I know its sources. Oh, and I have met some of your enemies, thanks to Doog.
How's that?
I believe I have found some unstable properties, places where reality bends.
Well, the Dorobo Corporation, the Dorobo Group does not know anything about any kind of parallel dimensions or gateways into the beyond, as it were. Those are all just anomalies that are just rumors, really. And if you just stop reading Scorpio magazine and start picking up a science book, you'd see that that's really, a lot of those are just impossible. And legally speaking, there's no law against opening a window anyway, if it were possible. But that's
Oh, you have opened a window.
nobody has opened any windows. That's pure
Fascinating.
hearsay.
Mm.
Look, I can try to work with you on these materials, although, like I said, the value of them is some of them. The 4.2 billion is just an estimate, really. The value of some of these things is rather incalculable. I'm willing, for the sake of the spirit of brotherhood and goodwill provide some materials on this list, but I will need to take a look at this maybe not maybe spaceman suit before I can determine what would be most applicable. Asking me to turn over this many materials simply because of a quid pro quo kind of setup here is, well, I'm the CEO of Dorobo Group. I can't just be held to the fires like this. I have a reputation to uphold. If people see that I can be shaken down so easily, the wolves will be at the gate. Next thing I know, they'll tear me to pieces, even
Oh,
smaller
yes.
pieces.
The wolves, that is the one I meant.
What?
But that does not matter. I will, if you can give me at least part of them, at least I can attempt at healing. It is a life I am trying to save. I don't much care for numbers, but I can understand that it is part of you.
I'll make you a deal then. Introduce me to this spaceman, and I'll do my best to fulfill this order. Maybe even up to the total amount, depending on how it goes. What do you say?
I do not think you wish to meet him unless you wish to go to the moon.
Oh, what is he gonna do? He can't even take his suit off, apparently.
It is a law matter. I do not think I could let you meet him. But I do wish to. Do you wish to draw his blood for testing so that as it is pure, I can scan his suit?
So, wait a second. Are you saying that this individual is here to take me back to the moon?
If that is your wish.
You're asking me to heal the suit of someone who wants to take me to a place where I am technically, I would. This all sounds rather odd, I have to say. If I repair his suit, wouldn't he just, I don't know, attempt to arrest me? Wouldn't it be in my best interest for him to die?
I never said he was a policeman.
Well, who else is going to try to take me back anywhere? If it was anyone with any kind of power, this wouldn't even be a question. They'd probably have just come and knocked on my door directly. The only kind of person that would just be down here trying to bring anything back or would be a, well, no offense, cop.
I am unoffended. Besides, I would rather you stay here. I have many apocalypses to attempt to fix, and you are one of my main resources.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stand by my guns on this. I have to be able to meet them, and I wouldn't worry about them arresting me because, quite frankly, I am a very powerful and resourceful CEO now, which means that I hold all the cards. All of them. Yes. If you could see my hand, you'd see I'm holding 52 cards right now. I'm looking at them. Go ahead, guess a card.
The Ace of Spades?
Shit, where is it? Damn it! Never mind. Just, yeah. In fact, yeah, you're talking to a CEO now, and hold on. Engage CEO mode. You hear a small click. Okay. Hi. I have the confidence to tell you that I will only deliver these goods if and only if I am able to meet this person. And quite frankly, my profitability determination machine tells me that it would in fact be unprofitable for me to just blindly hand you components without seeing exactly what it is that you're going to do with them. You could just sell them to whoever you wish. No, I need to be able to confirm it with my own one eye. Sorry, two eyes.
Would you give me your word that you will not bring harm to him? He is a cop.
I'm willing to sign a contract that says I will not do any harm to this individual, of course.
A cursed one? Oh, wait, you are unaffected by those.
Correct.
I still fear that you will betray us.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I don't see why I would. It's a lot of money, okay?
I am afraid you will take care of a problem because you do not wish to be arrested.
What you're saying is true. I could technically kill him and then kill all of you and then fly away in my magical invisible fortress with all my space treasure.
Correct. And I am hoping to use your space treasure to save Guam.
Here's the thing, I don't have many friends. As you could have guessed, sometimes it's a little hard for a go getter CEO like Sunny Fortuna to just meet people. People who are just interested in Sunny for who he is, and not just for the fact that he has a flute that can call demons or knows all of the strange, archaic, and sometimes eldritch workings of a corporation that is really just as hard to see through as the blackest fog in the deepest night. Sometimes it's hard to just meet people, you know? And I think that I've grown somewhat attached to the AQUA unit. You're really all just people at the end of the day, even if you are mutated fish humanoids that are trapped within a sort of disguised shell for the purposes of, well, initially invading humanity and completely wiping it out. Over time, you've really changed and found your own paths. And I think that I, CEO of the Dorobo Group, Sunny Fortuna, could do the same if and only if I find those who can trust me. Well, maybe I'm just a dreamer. Maybe I'm just a guy who likes to think big picture sometimes, but I'd like to think that if the world really is going to heal, then it's going to require just a little bit of hard work and effort and a little bit of warmth too. Like the sort of warmth of you just doing what I say and allowing me to meet this moon man who wants to take me back to the moon.
I am not known for my warmth, but I will discuss it with the rest of the group.
Great, great. Yeah, just go ahead. I will, as a token of good faith, send over a food cart, courtesy of the Doorbell Group. Approximately what microwave setting do you enjoy your fish to be cooked at?
You will have to discuss this with Mikey and De La Cruz and Towner. I am on a strictly liquid diet.
Oh, should I puree yours?
That will not be necessary.
Oh, oh, that's right. You're a. You can hear him flipping through some pages. Vampire.
Not exactly, but I I would I have the same diet restrictions. Correct.
Hold on a sec. He flips through some more pages. You're pale. You drink blood. You're effectively immortal. What is the difference exactly?
When I bite people, they do not turn into lamprey.
Have you checked?
Would you like to be an experiment?
No, I. That sounds very frightening. I don't think that. No, okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. I will include blood with the food cart.
No, I have my own supply. It is
No,
unnecessary,
no, no.
and I understand that most people are squeamish when it comes to meal times.
No, no,
I
no.
do not tend to eat with others.
It's fine, really. I just hired an intern. Kelvin, hey, we got a job for you, buddy. Yeah, yeah. Uh huh. Yeah, those sleeves roll up, don't they? Great. Okay, you just sit over there. I'll be right over. What's this for? I mean, it's a needle. What do you think? I gotta go.
Oh no! I do not think Kelvin is necessary for. Please do not hurt Kelvin.
I won't hurt. Wait. Hey, bring him back here. Get him, grab him.
No,
I gotta go. Really, I do.
not forcefully. Please.
Hold him down.
No, I always make sure mine is ethical.
It's ethical.
It's not ethical if you hold a man down.
It's just because he's so damn wiggly. Makes it hard to draw the blood. I'm sure you understand. Look, I really do have to tend to this matter. As a CEO, I have to ensure that all of our products are high quality and safe and also ethical. And I can assure you, Calvin has lived a mostly cage-free life.
One, I insist you get his consent to draw his blood. Two, please do look into Santana cells. It is a problem. And 3, I wish you to also. I know the streets have been problematic due to ozone. You should consider looking into the local hospitals.
You can hear somebody struggling in the background. It's a lot to take on for a CEO, don't you think? But I'll do my best.
You are cleaning up a mess from a bad CEO. I hope you will become a good one. I know there are many things you still keep from us, and it is bothersome.
Nope, I'm an open book. You can hear him kind of struggling to do something.
Not when it comes to the Valentines. And then she hangs up.
Okay, you hang up just as
Yeah.
you hear somebody saying, no. So that will be on the way for your group, provided we can go forward a little. Does anyone else have anything that they wanted to check up on or follow up on before we get to the big group discussion for what to do about this Dorobo business?
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
I would go to them and discuss everything I talked to about Sunny and like the matter that he wants to meet the person.
Okay, then with a nice food cart that brings kind of a lot of tasty, if not kind of strangely portioned, the meals are very they're organized into trays with very, very exact compartments. The food seems compressed and processed, but otherwise, I mean, it's tasty. It's all been calorically balanced, even for a merman, which means, just the right amount of nutrients. Yeah, it is calorically dense food, actually. Yeah, calorically balanced. Even for you, Mikey, there is a strange thing that you've probably never seen: a tomato aspic salad. So it's like a Jello but made with basically vegetable chunks inside of it, and the gelatin itself is made from a plant product. It's a real thing, an aspic salad, if you've never had one. They're weird. For the rest of you, normal foods. For Mikey, tomato aspic. And for you, I speak the very, very fresh blood. Tastes like it comes from a pretty young guy.
Oh no!
A little bit of stress in that blood. A little bit of stress markers.
This bribe is bitter.
Yeah, you get. Oh my God! Why is this a thing? It's a nice cubed medley of fish. Perfectly cubed fish. Oh God! And you also get a very weird compact box lunch of shrimp and pasta with squid ink. Yeah, it's really, I mean, maybe for you guys it wouldn't be so bad. Most people would probably be weirded out.
She'll look down at it a little flustered and politely take her plate and set it back down at her desk.
With that out of the way, what is it now? How does Icepeak explain it? Just real matter of factly, everything that she talked about with Sunny.
Yeah, correct. It would be pretty much an overview of the request she made, the requests he made, and how much the items cost. She has come to trust you guys, so very straightforward about everything.
So Enya's gonna sit upright. She's only been poking at the food, and she's gonna clear her throat and say, "So we went ahead and pressed a guy to go ahead and get 4.2 billion worth of material in exchange for him seeing this person."
That seemed to be the deal. I am worried about the reaction, but if you wish him to be healed, that is the price.
We've already betrayed this guy. We haven't even done anything for him yet. You do realize that Sunny's not a good person, right?
I was not either when I first arrived to the seas of Guam.
Okay, but he's still not a good person.
I do not trust him very much, but
Look, we could just tell him never mind. It's probably pretty simple. I mean, he already knows about this guy now. That's already pretty bad, but we can move him around. The alternative, I'd say, instead of pressing Sunny for something that's, in his words, a big ask, is we help this guy accomplish what he initially came down to do. And if there's anything we can do to help alleviate any of his suffering, we do it. A further alternative is...
Something interrupts you as you're talking. A small flower display on the cart goes as if it's there's static coming from the flower.
The hell is that? Enya's gonna get up to investigate the cart.
Yeah, there's a small, just looks like a glass with some flowers. One of the flowers in particular is pointed towards like your group. This sort of comb or wire mesh over the bud.
She's gonna lift it up. I guess it just occurred to me that something sent from Dorobo would of course be bugged.
Yeah, as soon as you go to pick it up, there's a wire connected to it, connecting it to the glass.
Yeah, she's just gonna like crush it in her hand and tear out the wire.
But what I was saying before I realized no one could hear me was the last thing that I heard before I got up was that the flower, one of the flowers inside of the cart had a mic in it and it went off. And so we know that Dorobo bugged us. I guess nobody heard me then because I got up, but I said Mikey would bag the dust as evidence. But yes, I do collect the dust and label it.
Was there anything you think about the deal? Because I've heard Enya doesn't like it, obviously.
Yeah, what does Mikey think?
Yeah, I think after collecting the microphone pieces, Mikey's gonna go, you know, we try so hard to extend an olive branch, and this is how he repays us. It's kind of rude.
Well,
like we're working.
Actually, sorry, you mentioned microphone pieces. You should roll a gaze on that to see if that's true.
Okay.
Because you have the pieces. I mean, it's not just dust. Yeah, with a 4. It's not a microphone. It's a speaker. A poorly made one, but it's a speaker.
No, wait. No. I mean, this is a speaker. What were they trying to tell us? That doesn't make any sense. Should we call them?
We could call them, but I would like it if we called them to tell them never mind. What does Blue think?
And all that came out of the speaker was
Static.
static, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
just blasted some static.
Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do with this.
Did it get near anything? The speaker? Like, what was it near?
It was just on the cart, like the food cart, and pointed towards your group.
Mike, can you look over this cart for everything?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Mikey would now be working on the rest of the cart. He would be like plucking the flowers out of the bouquet, like checking them, like breaking the stem to see if like any wire comes out, eating them if they are just to make sure they're actual plants.
Oh, they're pretty nice quality flowers. They taste like they were like grown in a weird just hothouse.
Like they're hydroponic.
Yeah, hydroponic plants.
Greenhouse, yeah.
The cup base that the flower was in, where it was wired to something. Who in your group? I don't know. Mike is Mikey like good with electronics?
Yes.
Might as well.
So far, he has been our resident tech guy.
I was gonna say I don't know who else would qualify, so yes.
Okay.
I think we made the joke that he surfs the web.
Oh, funny.
I love it.
Roll me an understanding against passive difficulty of 2. So you can tell from the cup, the wires, little bits and pieces. This is not a model but it looks like a handmade speaker connected to a small memory chip that usually has like a simplistic song on it.
Oh, it was meant to play us music?
Maybe. Hang on. I guess he'll extend his fingers depending on how long of the neck of the vase is down to the bottom to get the chip loose, and
Yeah.
then try and find some way to like hook it up to something else.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just like a matter of like connecting it to an interface, like on a audio board, which you guys probably have for when you have to do like anything AV wise. It just plays this, just Claire De Lune.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Just a malfunctioning piece of the whole experience. It's just a nice cart.
Ice Peak, you are a smart person. Give me a brain
Yes.
trust roll. It's good enough. Why would someone who's afraid of going to the moon include a song about the moon on a food cart? A romantic song, a song that seems to have a longing for the moon, almost. You did mention that you need Sunny here.
Yeah.
And he's a little over his head with things, as you keep mentioning.
Yeah.
And you start to imagine, wouldn't it be easier for someone like him if he were to just go to the moon where nobody could get him and he wouldn't have to worry about anything anymore?
Yeah. Right. I kind of considered that before. He may wish to go to the moon.
Huh. Space cadet like him? Yeah, go figure.
He is odd here, but he might be normal there.
He saw those brains as his family, and I mean, if they're from the moon, then what's to say there's not more up there? He's homesick in a way.
Yeah, I imagine he's overwhelmed by what's going on, too.
Well, Ice Peak did tell him that we found a moon cop, and, well, he did say something, according to her, about taking him back to the moon, was it?
Well, that is what he offered. He could not leave them here as they will start producing goon products. That is. I do not think he should be shoved to the moon, but if he wishes to go, I would not bar his way.
Of course not. That's not our intention, either, one way or the other. Our intention is to, well, be as neutral as possible and make sure neither of these people come to harm. Can we agree with that?
Agreed.
Well, I have a feeling Sunny is not going to want this quote-unquote moon cop to live. Why would he? He said himself it's a big expense for him, and it would be of benefit if he did just let him die. So, I don't see any good of Sunny meeting this quote-unquote moon cop.
I think he wishes to beg him to go home.
He probably can't.
Go back to the moon?
Wait, are you saying you think Sunny's gonna ask him to go back to the moon?
That is where he thinks his family is from. If I could go back, I would.
I feel like you're assuming what Sunny wants to do, but I don't think that's gonna be enough to convince me that this meeting should happen.
I understand your precautions.
Is it possible he's using this song to deceive us?
Sunny is not gonna be the most straightforward person, so sure, that's as good as any other thing we have to work with on this guy, you know?
What communication would you consider safe?
Safe for what?
If they wish to communicate.
I don't think they should communicate at all.
That is not even what the sheriff wishes.
I don't think the sheriff would appreciate knowing that one of the more powerful people on Earth, I'm assuming here, I admit, is atop his evil tower full of maybe possibly ill will. I don't think he'd like that we told him that he's there.
I have not revealed his location.
Alright, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is we can agree that we just tell Sunny, never mind, sorry, that is a big ask, right?
I do not know how else we will get the things needed to save this man.
That's the thing. We might not be able to. It kind of sounded like it might have been a crapshoot to begin with, even if we'd managed to gather all of these improbable materials.
So he will die either way?
No, he said himself, well, no, it was Lili that mentioned there was someone above him. That if she were to find out that if he was down here, she'd kill him herself. I think this guy knew what he was doing was possibly going to be a one-way thing. So, I'd say we help him accomplish whatever he set out to do, and if we need to, we somehow get in contact with this, Alkesha? Kavan, I think the name was?
He wishes to arrest and meet Sunny. So, how about we contact him and see what he wishes to do?
How do you know he wants to meet and arrest Sunny?
That is what he said. The sheriff. He said he must meet the clones and collect them.
See, I think you're assuming. We're not sure if he meant Sunny.
He indicated that there was falling people from Earth, which is the brains, and then that they would create clones, such as Sunny, to complete their work.
So
He did. Just to clarify, DM, he did say all that, right? I'm not insane.
Yeah, I think he said something along those lines. That the brains fell and had some forbidden technology with them.
he didn't mention any names, so I'm not gonna put words in his mouth. I do remember him saying that there was forbidden technology, something something. Yeah, clones. But he didn't specify enough for me to be able to round it down exactly to, well, Dorobo. Specifically Sunny.
Well, I do not know if clones are born with names for him to mention, but if you mention the clones to the sheriff, he might have a different opinion. What do you think?
Honestly, if it were really up to me, I'd get to know this sheriff a little more before I try to hand Sunny over on a silver platter to him. But you seem to think.
Then, no, I am in agreement. Let us go talk to the spaceman and see what his opinion is on the matter.
Wait, what? By getting to know him, I meant more in the way of not. Okay, what do you have in mind to talk to him about?
This matter of which we are discussing.
All right, how do you guys feel about that?
I mean, we do want to get him back in shape so that he can ultimately leave if that's his choice. And unfortunately, the best way for us to get it is either to commit a very long and elaborate series of robberies, which I don't think we should do as cops or as just people in general, or we get Dorobo's help because they can afford what we're asking. So I guess we need to ask his opinion. I don't want to basically bring in a bunch of unwanted visitors to his little space while his suit kind of puts him back together. He seemed of sound mind when we talked to him, or at least the voice coming out of the suit was. So
You say sound mind, but he sounds about as loopy as Sunny is, so it's appropriate that they're both from the moon. What do you think, Blue?
You know, I think we maybe should get to know this sheriff a little bit better before we do anything, rash.
Rash?
Or I mean, before we have them in each other's presence, maybe we should know a little bit more about the sheriff.
Honestly, I didn't see anything wrong with trying to help him with fugitives. That doesn't... What are the chances that he'd be sending us to capture people that are... innocent? But sure, if you think it's a good idea to talk to him, we could do that real quick.
Well, you are unconvinced that it is Sunny he wishes to arrest?
I am.
So then we may ask. Plus, I think there was some sort of... What was the other man?
No, it was just Santa Gold, and then he mentioned, like moon escapees, that may or may not be like the Brain Trust or Dorobo people, because it's just other moon stuff he needs to get back.
Alright, it looks like AQUA wants to go swing by and talk to Rory again.
Getting in to talk with Rory is not a difficult task. They already know you there at the little house, the tea house that he was being kept at, the Brimful of Asha. I'm guessing you all go in as like a group to talk to him. He is awake again. Currently, you know what he looks like. You can sort of see his face through, like, he has like a transparent visor which pulled up on his armor, so his like armor helmet plating is like pulled up to reveal his face. He looks like a normal man, youngish, maybe mid to late 20s. Notably different in some appearance from like an Earth person, because he looks like how do I say it? There's like the difference between television people and then just walking around people. Like, he looks more like a television person. Like
A little fake,
yeah, like he's had work done, or like his skin, his skin's too clear, shit like that. He currently has a tube in his mouth that's pulled up from his collar that seems to be feeding him some kind of mixture of a pea green and orange mashed food. And beside him is a bag connected to his suit that just says meatloaf plus vegetables. When you enter, he pulls the tube sort of away from his mouth, or rather, a small electronic arm inside of his helmet pulls the tube away from his mouth, mimicking the pinch motion that he's making with his fingers for fine precision manipulation.
Hey, I hope we're not disturbing you.
Just having dinner. What can I help you Earthlings with?
As a group, we had some questions, I guess you could say.
Sure.
Oh, no, don't be alarmed. They're friendly questions.
All right. Well, we're all friends here, like we said before. Just a bunch of lawmen helping out other lawmen, right? Okay. Lili, I forgot my comb. Could you find my comb for me? It's somewhere. His small, tiny robot blinks once and then just kind of runs off behind him.
Yeah, that's okay. Look, we were trying to fill this list of materials you need to repair your suit. We tried pulling on a connection because these materials are really, really hard to come by here on Earth. Doing this, sort of, how to put this? Look, one of the first questions I have for you is, how much time do you think you have?
He kind of slumps back against the wall. Now that Lili has gone off to do something, and puts a hand on his ribs. I don't know. Couple weeks, month maybe. Not sure.
Okay, that's something to work with. So, it's really not super dire that we get you these materials right away, is what I'm understanding.
I mean, if somebody was missing an organ and they were being kept on life support by a machine, you would probably say that it isn't necessarily humane for that to be an extended stay. In my condition, I can't really complain much, I guess. And what you're telling me is it's too difficult for you to get those parts. Don't worry. I knew you wouldn't be able to get them anyway.
That's kind of where I was inching towards. I was.
Getting them is not difficult, but the person you would have to meet.
Er, yeah, the our thread, our access to these rare materials, they have a condition of wanting to meet you.
Oh, yeah? What condition would that be?
She looks over to Ice Peak.
Hmm. Do you? So, the people you've come here to arrest, they may be, at least some of them, dead?
Dead. What?
The brains, correct? The space brains.
They're dead. Really. Some of them.
Ekran killed quite a bit of them, yes. And though we manage, nonetheless, they have been here for 2 decades. They have built something.
I didn't expect the brains to really be alive. Honestly, without the technology to sustain them, I didn't know how long they'd be able to make it. Anywhere that we're alive would definitely need to be apprehended before they interfere with the Earth's natural progression or otherwise attempt to dominate the world. You see him like lift his hand again for fine motor arm in his spacesuit. He pulls what looks like a cigarette out from his collar with a tiny arm and then puts it in between his lips and then reaches again with a tiny arm. He's mimicking all these motions with his normal arm and pulls out a small lighter and then flicks it open and then lights the cigarette inside of his space helmet.
Are your lungs working to full capacity?
Nope. The whole helmet fills
Oh.
with smoke and then it gets ejected out of the back. There's like a vacuum sound. I'm gonna die anyway. Might as well enjoy an old friend.
Again, that is not particularly true. You see, we have made friends with the clones that were produced.
All of them?
There was only 2 that we know of.
Only 2 clones out of 1,000 are left? Wow.
1,000? Please explain further.
Well, somebody above me decided that they would eject those facilities before really checking them thoroughly. Now, in my position, I would have said maybe give it a once over, but when the boss of the boss wants it gone, it's gone. No asking questions. Going back over the records as we were doing sort of autopsy of all the different connections that this brain tank collective had, we discovered that they had enough cloning material for at least 1,000 clones. And the facilities to do it within that bit of junk that was ejected out by the boss of the boss. He might have acted a little bit hastily when he did that. Now, I'm not sure how much of it got down to the planet, but I'm guessing by the trajectory and different readouts that we've been taking over the past few years, that enough portions of the technology managed to gather down, at least in different scattered areas, that, yeah, they could have easily produced 1,000 clones. And when they produce 1,000 clones, the clones can just go make more clones with the tanks. It's part of the, well, it was their contingency plan in case things went wrong on the moon.
Well, their plans seem to make some sort of fish human hybrid clone, and those were mostly defeated. And there are 2 humans. I am unsure if the rest of the material is still viable.
Wait, no, they weren't defeated. They're still very alive.
Well, they have a fish human hybrid army then?
Ugh. Yeah, that's what we were trying to prevent. Shit like that. His helmet fills again with smoke. You hear him hacking.
Well, a pair of the human clones seems willing to work with us. The CEO, they call themselves.
CEO. Wait. What's their name?
They call themselves Sunny Fortuna, but I believe that is not their real name.
What do they look like?
Well, there's also Yozan, but that's kind of the same thing. It's the same thing. You just one's wearing glasses.
Do you have a picture of this individual or some kind of identification for them? You show him the picture that you took and I guess point towards. Was it a picture that Yozan was in? Or I think did Yozan take the picture?
We'd probably make Yozan take the picture.
Okay. He takes a look at the picture and then shouts back to Lili. Hair dryer too. This is him, huh? He taps the photo.
Do you recognize him?
Yeah, sure. You say he wants to meet me?
Well, in exchange for the materials needed for your suit, yeah.
Not a problem. I'll meet him.
What?
Yeah, bring him here to me.
She's looking to the group. Just like that?
Just like that. Easy peasy.
Do you wish to arrest him?
Well, I just want to have a conversation with him.
Honestly, does he look like he's in any condition to arrest anyone or even go back? He's pretty harmless.
I would not call a laser gun harmless, but he is quite wounded, and I would not wish them to fight and make it worse.
There won't be a fight. Just bring him here. I'll meet him one-on-one. And we'll have a discussion about things. Maybe we can work something out. He kind of smiles.
I like how that sounds.
Sure. Yeah, just get him here. Tell him, well, I guess, I'd like to make a deal with him, I guess. Something peaceful.
Alright. Should we just have him come down and meet you here, or?
That's fine. He looks around the room. Yep. One exit. Sounds good.
He seems to have abilities.
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah, this is an individual that has some teeth to them, I would say.
Okay. Good to know. I'll say, Mikey, give me a gaze roll.
Cool.
Against passive difficulty of, we'll say 3. You meet it. You can tell Rory's like looking. You can see where his eyes are looking through his like visor in the smoke. He's just looking at around the room and measuring it almost like he's just tracing along the walls and ceiling with his eyes scanning. It's quick motions, but he's he's doing it very.
He's reading
quickly.
the room.
Yeah.
Since that's also my thing, and I've been here more than once now, would I know the exact dimensions of the room?
Yeah, you're taking a look. You're getting an idea. You have a good idea of when you enter a space because of your nature. Nothing about the room has changed, mind you. since you've entered it. In fact, if you remember last time you're here, it looks you might be more on the lookout for times when dimensions have shifted, but nothing's changed about that either.
Yeah, I guess I would see him looking around. And I guess whatever the exact dimensions of the room are, I go, yeah, this is the size of the room in case you're wondering.
What?
And I just
He looks
list
at
off
you.
like I just list off like the like it's 10 by 10 by 10, whatever.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. I just, when I get distracted or nervous, sometimes I like to measure the room visually. It helps me feel more secure.
Oh no, I get it. It's the first thing I do anytime I enter anything.
Sure, you understand. I. Why would I have worried, though?
I don't know.
Do you know something about the stand that he has, perhaps?
We don't really know a lot about stands in general. We come across them not too often. Usually, there aren't a lot of people that have them. A lot of standing blades, but that's different, I
And
think.
the demon or
And then there's
two.
the demons, but I think those are different too, in a way.
All right. The cigarette is pulled out of his mouth by the little arm. I'll tell you how it is real quick. Stands. Manifestation of the human will able to manipulate reality. Reality being a material of sorts that can be manipulated. Think of it like clay. Stands are like hands that can push and pull it around, poke holes in it, throw it, whatever you want. The stand manifests based on the user's will and personality. The more determination they have, the stronger the stand is. Finally, when it comes to things like demons and swords, those are all just different matters of containment or infection. The boss of the boss decided that the infection needed to be contained. He could see it coming. That's what the swords are for. Anyone with a samurai sword doesn't have to worry about their stand eating them alive. Instead, the stand gets sealed within a blade. And whichever blade makes it to the top of the pile, well, I don't know. Maybe something good, maybe something bad, not sure. I'm not in the loop for those sorts of decisions.
Wow, I feel like this is over my pay grade to know this sort of thing.
Don't worry about it. You'll get to know Stan soon enough if things keep going sideways here on planet Earth.
Seems to be the direction it's going.
That's why I'm here. Get rid of as many loose threads as I can so that you all can just get back to the business of living and dying.
Did you consider this might be a one-way trip for you?
You know, I hadn't thought about it until just now, but wow, I sure wish that I had renewed some subscriptions and canceled others before I left. Yeah, I knew that I wasn't going to make it back.
Well, if you really are willing to meet this Sunny, there's a chance you might get what you need, I mean.
Sure.
Enya's gonna go outside to make that phone call. So yeah, Sunny's called.
Okay. You call Sunny and tell him what?
Hey, the person agreed to meet with you. So this is the location.
Okay.
He just wants to talk to you, make a deal.
All right. Do you guys wait around, I guess, to see how this goes down? I'm guessing you would.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
would wait right outside the room even if they'd let us.
Yeah.
Like, in the room.
Then the first thing you see is a car pull up and a bunch of bastards get out. Probably, yeah, we'll say 3 of them. And Sunny, eventually after him, and Yozan. Both of them are here. Yozan picks a piece of lint off of Sunny's shoulder and then flicks it away. Sunny adjusts his glasses and enters the brimful of Asha. He goes to the bottom floor where there are presumably security people waiting for him. You guys are up on the 2nd floor, right?
Yeah.
The security people, basically, you guys can't see that, but they blink in place, move forward, turn into opposite directions, and Sunny and Yozan just walk past them. When they go to turn around and try to stop them, the bastards are standing in the way. The twins make their way up the steps, so the first thing you see is both of their heads kind of like pop up and emerge, looking in the same direction. In fact, they are like kind of like Yozan's in front and Sunny's in the back, so when they like pop over the stairway to look at you, just for a moment, their heads are kind of like overlapping, where like you can see half of one and half of the other, so it's very odd seeing this same pair of eyes almost. Like, almost like a person being echoed by themselves.
That's trippy. I speak once to do an action before they show up.
Put an eel?
Oh, I just wanted to drop an eel onto, like, hit it on our spaceman before they enter the room.
Normally, such a maneuver would likely have not worked. You can hear like a small, faint machine click sound, but then something doesn't, like an arm doesn't go down or something doesn't emerge from the suit because it's malfunctioning. It doesn't have an automatic thing to clean off stuff that gets on it like that. So it just, and you even see a small little puff of smoke go out.
It's more like a locator. It's just there to make sure that he doesn't disappear suddenly. I don't know.
Do you stand in the way of them entering the room, or do you guys just like let them walk in?
Enya's gonna, gesture her greeting. Like, hey, glad you showed up. Oh, surprise, both of you, huh?
Sunny kind of just like laughs and shakes, kind of nods his head actually. yeah, it's both of us. This is kind of a big deal meeting someone from the moon, so I brought Yozan with me because he really thought that he should be here. Really urged me to bring him for some reason.
Well, you'll keep it civil, I hope. It was just a talk agreed on.
Yozan folds his arms. Yeah, civil talk, whatever. I'm just here to make sure this idiot doesn't get his head cut off.
Alright, we'll be right outside.
Yeah, as they're going in, you hear Sunny kind of griping. I'm not an idiot. You're an idiot. So you're right outside. Does anyone else have like ears on what's happening, or is it just I speak?
Well, I'm not much of a hearing guy. I'm a seeing guy, and we just left the room.
Roll an eyeball in there.
Okay, you have an eyeball. So here's what you see happening, I guess, and hear happening.
Well, actually, hang on. I think there's something about my bloodline. Yeah, I can hear clearly through most walls when ears or fingers are pressed against them.
Sure, so you would just be able to press your fingers against it and listen in.
Yeah. Or I'll just like lean against the wall that, like the shared wall of the room, and just press my hands against it to hear.
Okay. Then you hear the following exchange. Can't believe it. All this time. 2 of you are here. Who would have thunk it? I thought there would just be one. What happened? Did they make an extra? You can hear Sunny just saying, wait. What do you mean? Who are you? Have we met? Yozan seems to be quiet, but you can hear him shuffling around. Sheriff kind of puts his hand sort of behind his back as if he's pushing himself sort of against the wall. Le Roy, there's a nice bounty on your head. Well, heads. The boss of the boss wants both of you. So I'm going to give it to him. That'll be my ticket to get back. Blank check. Super easy. Those nice local country bumpkins decided to hand deliver the both of you to me on a platter. Have to thank them for that. Maybe get them a nice basket of moon fruit or some shit. He kind of like starts adjusting his suit. The fact that I'm not dead means you don't even have full stand capacity. You're idiots. Look at you. What happened? Did they re-cook you up with half the brain or something? You can hear Sunny just start to sadly say, wait, what do you mean by that? Look, we heard that there was someone here looking to take us back to the moon. I didn't want this to be hostile. I know Dorobo's been involved in some minor crimes that I cannot legally say that we were involved in, but yeah, we can pay fines. We can do community service, whatever's necessary. It's just if we could just go back to where we're from and not this place, that would be really great, right, Yozan? You can hear Yozan say, I don't think they want us back alive, man. I think we're going back in body bags. Is that right? Sheriff? Is this even, are you legally allowed to just, and then you hear laser gunfire going off inside of the room as finally Rory gets his hair dryer and comb, which are just modified laser pistols that he's dual wielding now that he's up against the wall, and blasting at the both of them. You, Ice Peak, you just see a laser show, really. Like, it's like blindingly bright as beams are just flashing and blasting everywhere in the room. And you also can see that a door has opened up behind Rory Lowe that he is like falling backwards through. The two of them just kind of like split and scatter as quickly as they can. Although, give me a gaze roll, Ice Peak. Passive difficulty 3.
Ooh, well, I could
just fate point it.
Okay, I will fate point it. I guess brainy swarm, since I'm trying to see or understand something.
Yeah, you can see as they are flashing in between movements and laser beams, it looks like they're in the mid. Both of them are dancing almost like as if they're ballet dancing out of the way of these like laser gunfire, except like they are flashing in and out of the position when it happens. So they'll flash to the left and be like posing, flash to the right, be bowing, flash to the left again, be in mid jump, like very deftly mid jump. Like they're just blinking around. Rory has fallen into kind of an escape hatch, but something else that you see, and Mikey, you can hear this, is a click and a small beep, 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 beep. No, the blasts are not quiet. They're loud as shit. They're probably going through the wall. So you guys might, I'm going to say reflexively, you can just duck out of the way when you hear the blast going off, the laser beams.
Some sort of bomb?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, how quickly can I like scurry into that room? Because once the blasting started, I probably would have like hit the deck and like started, I don't know, snailing around.
I mean, and you want to break down the door, honestly.
Okay, I'll say that at the time when you guys try to break in and snail in and everything is when you see Rory throw something like a metal sphere and then fall through what looks like just a black hole, square that's been cut out of the wall behind him. It wasn't there before. And as he goes through it, the part of the wall slams shut as if it's a door being closed. He, for you, Ice Peak, emerges on the outside of the Brimful of Asha, sliding down the rooftop through another door that had been opened. And is basically comes to a halt right at the edge of it, bracing his feet against the edge and breathing pretty heavily. And then he looks down at his watch real quick. So what is it now that you've broken in the room? We'll say you have, like, in theory, maybe 2 or 3 seconds before this grenade goes off. You are superhuman individuals. What do you want to do?
Enya's gonna throw the freaking door at the grenade reflexively, even though that's not gonna be enough. 2 to 3 seconds isn't much time. In fact, she'll chase after the door and put her weight on top of it.
You're going to put your weight on top of this grenade.
Yeah,
Okay.
In, monster form, of course.
Okay, you are a skull, which means that if you invoke your defense, you will be able to, you'll get a +3 for it when you invoke being a skull. Yeah, let's see.
Okay, yes, I will invoke that then. Should I roll suppress?
Yeah, roll it against a 6. A 4. You're going to invoke?
Yeah.
Okay. You invoke your skull to kind of like shell up, armor up. You are able to suppress the majority of what happens, although it is going to like cook your shell, as like a strobe of laser beams begins to shoot out in several different directions. Because you are like lying on top of it with the door. First of all, they go through the door super easy. They go through any material super easy. They're just like these weird shredding, almost ribbons of light that are just not only flying out in straight lines, but then once they like hit something, beginning to curve. And the longer they go through solid material, curve all the way back until they come into the opposite direction. These grenades are some sort of, they're almost based off of a strange ricocheting laser principle, technology of which likely has never been seen on Earth. This is the equivalent of what I would call laser shrapnel. The immediate explosion is, of course, devastating. The after effects of having these ribbons just curling everywhere and slicing things to bits is even worse. With that in mind, I'm going to need, we'll say, who else went in? Mikey? Mikey, you're going to have to roll against a 6. You will have to roll your, we'll say slick. So if you invoke twice, you will be able to duck being lasered, or you could just take 1 stress. It's up to you. Or you just take all the stress.
I'll invoke once because I feel like being a sunlight, and especially like my whole thing being photosynthesizing stuff, like the light doesn't hurt a lot, but it is too much light, so it's like, ow. Yeah, it's fine, but it does hurt a little. So yeah, I'll invoke the once, and then just take like the 1. Yeah, whether it's soul or body.
Okay. Ice Peak, I don't think went in. Whatever these lasers are, they're not going. These ones are not really going through the wall. They're slicing into it, but they're meant to attack everything inside of the room. Oof. Yozan takes 4 physical stress, but his blinking around and the reason he takes that is because he sees that Sunny is not on cue with the laser blinking routine that they're doing. So he has to actually like step in and knock Sunny out of the way, and he takes like a laser cut across the chest, spilling out blood and scraping against some of the metal on the other side of his body. Sunny is safe from these laser blasts, and the rest of you who are on the outside, so Ice Peak and Blue, you're fine. Like Enya managed to cut down the range that these lasers were traveling at, meaning that you two are safe for now. Sunny looks at Yozan and then looks at the wall where this guy disappeared to. You can see him push up his glasses for a moment and then pull back his fist and begin to rapidly punch at the wall with his bare hands. Well, one of them. It's made of metal, so he's just like kind of chunking his way through it. You can hear that Ice Peak on the eel that you're on.
I ease myself into the room and begin to try to stop the bleeding on Yozan. And then I say to Sunny, he will not get away. I have put a tracker on him. Up and to the right.
The guy tried to kill me. He tried to kill my brother. Well, whatever you are. Yeah, thanks, asshole. Yozan, he is. Yeah, how do you stop his bleeding so quick?
I do have a medical kit inside of my body, so I sort of like slurp that out, and then I start putting eels on top of the wound to keep it from bleeding and then like hand them thread so they like start stitching with their teeth. It's really weird. Probably feels weird, but it's very quick. And her spit is also stops pain. It
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of before you can get through that, Yozan's gonna grab the eel by the neck and pull it away. What makes you think I trust you putting any of these on me? You just almost got us killed.
I did not wish you to meet the man, but it was an insistence.
I didn't want to meet him. This idiot did. You should know better. He points the eel at you, at Sunny, and then at you. I speak. Both of you should know better. Assholes from the moon can't be trusted.
I know nothing about assholes from the moon. I only know assholes from the earth. Now let me fix that before you bleed out.
I don't think so, Doc. He tosses the eel back to you. Sunny may be a sick little puppy, but I don't need you licking my wounds, thanks.
Wish to fight this man or bleed out?
He looks down at his chest wound. You mean this? He sticks a finger in it. Ow. Hurts. He doesn't register any pain. Just because I had my arm chopped off, I might have overreacted a little, but I have dulled pain receptors compared to this nitwit. Thumbs at Sunny. Besides, that guy's probably already gotten away anyway. Damn it.
As I said, I put a tracker on him. He is up and to the right.
Really? How far?
Can I say the exact meters?
Yeah, you could guesstimate.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Sunny and Yozan blink out of existence.
Uh-oh.
And you can see on the eel that basically everything. No, you can't see anything, actually.
Uh-huh.
You have the only thing that you can compare this is to having a seizure.
So my eel is having a seizure?
Yeah, your eel can't perceive the passage of time anymore. So it's like it blue screens.
So am I feeling this? Is this like a mental effect?
Kind of. Well, it's an effect where part of your perception is now frozen. The other part of your perception is not. So you can your eel goes offline basically.
Okay, so it's just like there's nothing happening for it.
Right. Just nothing happening. It just sees Rory like checking his weapons and then sees him being held up by his neck. Like the next time it comes online, held up by his neck by Yozan. Actually, Yozan's like picking him up by the collar and shaking him over the edge of the brimful of Asha. You all Ice Beak can see what's going on here. What's your next move? Because it seems like you can tell from the sound's like weirdly distorted. Sometimes it's slow and sometimes it's fast. But Yozan seems to be screaming threats at this man.
While like holding her head from like a headache, she'll tell the rest of the group again where it is. Outside. Just go outside. And then her actual eel will sort of like squirm out now that she can see and say, please do not kill the suspect.
Enya's like gathering herself on the floor. This didn't go any where, like, I wanted it to. I can't even tell who's the. They're both bad in my book. People from the moon, they're just bad. Why would we go pursue? I'm glad that they're both gone.
Well, I mean, we need to. If he's gonna keep throwing stuff like that around the city to stop Yozan and Sunny, there could be collateral damage, and it'll fall on us for kind of being involved in the investigation. We need to get out there, and Mikey's kind of like pulling at like the singed pieces. He's kind of plucking them off. We need to head out.
We should just go. This is off the books anyway. We weren't here.
I mean, we can't let Sunny and especially Yozan run around and, I don't know, kill this guy. I mean, he's still a person and he's in critical condition despite all of this.
We break up drunken fights all the time. This is just one with more technology. And she starts to go to the door to like ooze herself up the building. Well, not ooze, that's Mikey. Slither herself up the building.
Don't steal my gimmick.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to.
We're all gross, wriggly fish children. But yeah, Mikey will also start running out to start tracking them, I guess, or try and find where this is all moved off to.
It's just on the roof of the building that you're on, like on the far edge of it. So if you guys were in like the east side, it's on the west side roof.
Can Enya just start climb out the window and just climb up to the roof?
Sure.
She's not in a good mood. She doesn't know what we're gonna do. So she's gonna look to you guys before she moves. She also didn't hear what they said inside either, so she's just really confused.
As far as you know, yeah, things went south. Laser guns started going off.
Yeah, just crazy moon people doing crazy shit. She doesn't know that, like, he thinks that we're bumpkins. She doesn't know that, like, you know, none of that.
Would you like to be informed?
Well, she went a different way than you guys, it seems like.
Well, I feel like Ice Peak would have told, like, she would hear it all and, like, inform you guys on the other side of the wall. It's not like we would leave you in the dark.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
both me and Mikey heard it, yeah.
In that case, Enya's gonna get to the rooftop and start yelling for both of them to stop fighting.
Halt!
Yozan is holding Rory up by one hand. It looks like there's a shadowy hand beneath his that's holding up Rory. So it's like his stand's arm is actually doing it. Sunny is kind of just standing aside. And then he looks at your group when you approach. He holds up his hands. Wait. All right, we got him. He doesn't have he doesn't have his weapons. He attacked us, not the other way around. We don't have to make this any worse than it is, okay, everyone? We don't want to make any enemies of the cops that we just became really good friends with, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. Completely self-defense. If you bring him down here, we can arrest him. He doesn't seem like he could get away like that again, does he?
Yozan looks at Sunny and then at you guys. Sure. I'll hand him right over. Then with his free hand, he reaches back and punches the front visor of Rory's helmet, shattering the glass with another phantasmal hand. And then tosses him backwards across the rooftop. You can hear the man inside gasping for air, basically, as that happens.
Enya's gonna go run to the man she's gonna have some robo cuffs on her, because now, you know, she knows the ways that they're good.
Yeah, Mikey's gonna run over to Rory and like make like a film. Like he's gonna put his hand over the visors and like with both hands like make a film and like wrap his helmet essentially.
Okay, yeah.
to try and keep him as, I guess, as safe as possible.
Yeah, you go to you put the film over his face, over his visor. You can already hear his suit making containment noises. Like there's alerts going off on it. They're distorted. They're crackling. Just exposure, contaminant. Rory's freaking out. Yeah. Also, yes, you were all full of Santana cells. He is currently struggling. Yeah, he's even trying to fight back against you a little because he's freaking the fuck out.
This is rude, but Enya's gonna try to like pin him down with her knee while she handcuffs him. Oh man, it feels bad.
We're just beating up this guy. We're just beating up like an ICU patient.
Yeah.
Stop resisting. He's convulsing. Nah.
Sunny grabs Yozan and starts shaking him. What did you do? He's an adult from the moon. He's never been exposed to Santana cells and he's a stand user. Yozan just kind of shoves Sunny aside. It's fine. We know how to handle this anyway. These stuck-up moon assholes throw us down like garbage. Cry when there's all these infections. Expect us to just sort it out. No, moon men like him, they gotta pay. One way or another. Just because you're too weak. Just because you're a coward. Just because you want to go back and get nice little belly rubs from your moon masters. Doesn't mean that all of us are on board. I want the whole moon to see what happens when they come down here. He points at Rory. See what happens when you have to have just a moment, a minute, a second in this hell that you've left us in. And Rory, basically, his back begins to arch and he breaks the robo cuffs. Just snaps them right off. Or rather, something is like grabbing at his body and pulls them off of him. And he begins to like lift up into the air, including you, Enya. You're being like lifted up with him. He's like levitating up.
Oh shit, nah. She lets go. She pushes off. Before it gets too high. Nah, she's not about that. She's too heavy for this shit.
I don't think I have a token for it. I will. But you see a humanoid figure with several neon blue exit signs along its body, like rising up beneath him and like lifting him up into the air. He seems to be freaking out, but he's convulsing, like as this thing is like lifting him up.
What moon thing is that? What's happening?
I think that's his stand. That's his stand. Like Mikey's like looking at Yozan and Sunny, since this is probably like the third one he's ever seen.
Sunny is just he just has his hand over his mouth and is like shrinking away from this. Yozan nod. That's right. It's what these moon men are so afraid of, getting infected. Once the Santana cells work their way through the system of somebody who hasn't been exposed to them since birth, it's only a matter of time. Of course, those who were born on Earth, they had it a little bit easier, I guess. But people from the moon, they live in these nice little hermetically sealed bubbles all the time, never letting any germs or microbes really touch them at all. They're clean, like alabaster. So when there's one little red spot on your nice little white marble floor, it's the first thing your eye notices. And the third eye is extremely perceptive. The stand can sense the infection right away, seize upon the opportunity, like a shark in blood-infested waters. That should be relatable. He kind of points the finger around.
Yeah, it checks out. She's just looking down at the robo-cups that got destroyed.
This thing is fully lifted Rory up into the air above its head. It stomps on the ground, and a door opens up. beneath it, and then it just. Well, does anyone try to stop it?
Nope.
We have to like grab Rory.
I mean, you could try. Yeah, you can. This thing.
Okay.
Like, by the way, on the front of its face. So normally this is like a smooth humanoid. It has like a black, almost like mask over its face, a ski mask kind of look. But its mouth has opened up, and it has a thin mouth that's very wide with very sharp teeth that have opened up.
Yeah, Icepeak would try to grab Rory's body with like a chain of leeches, with a chain of lamprey.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll for it. His stand is actually like just holding on tight to Rory's body, and it's just pulling him just as close as it can as it tries to walk into that door it just opened. Rory is freaking out.
It's below us, right? The door.
The door is just it's on the roof, so it's like on the ground that you're all on the roof, the roof itself.
So they like fall into the door, and I'm like latched on like a rope and like sliding in.
Rory takes 5 points of stress as his stand sinks its teeth into him and through his suit, and then dives into the door with Rory in his mouth like a dog. Like he's just taking his prey home.
Can Enya try to like break the ground underneath where the portal is? Just like stomp?
You'd have to see how far down it goes. Do you want to just break through the floor, I guess, and keep trying to go down?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a breakthrough roll against a passive difficulty of 4. Okay, you managed to break through the first floor, but it doesn't seem like that's where the door went. You can see it actually travels through a solid stone, like middle support beam of the building. So it's still going down, basically.
Yeah. Mikey would slide down the side of the building then, and start making like it. Just start trying to circle the building to look for it.
Okay, give me a slick roll.
I'm paying a fate point to
Jesus
reroll that.
Christ.
It is the worst outcome.
I sure fucking would, Jesus.
God damn.
If this were D&D, he'd like fly off the roof or something. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's technically better.
Mikey, as you're trying to catch up with this thing and slide down the roof, you hear briefly a crash sound, and then a door opens kind of like next to you on the wall, and a fist like flies through the door towards you, just like soundly working you right in the side, like just a turning screw punch, right? Like almost. I mean, if you were a human, it would have gone right through you. You take 4 physical stress as this thing just punches through the walls you're trying to snake, because now it knows you're trying to take its meal from it.
Enya's gonna like look up and ask, "Hey, how do you kill a stand?"
Rory just kind of, I mean, not Rory.
Rory just tells you how to kill him.
Yeah, here, just quickly put a bullet between my eyes.
But
no,
don't let the stand catch it.
Yozan just kind of like holds his hands up. Same way you kill anything. Beat it to death.
A+ reporting.
How much a part of that guy is that thing?
Sunny quickly scrambles towards the hole that you just made to scream down. If you kill him before he consumes the user, you'll kill the user too. That's how it works. There's no saving him now.
Okay, well, I know what I have to do. Enya's also gonna give chase, like, down, just breaking through the ceiling. Oh, that's so messy.
Okay. What about Icepeak and Blue? What are you guys doing? Things have gone really south.
Yeah, didn't I get dragged? Yeah.
Well, you just saw Icepeak get yanked through a portal as she was trying to
We were
follow
all on
this
the
guy.
roof.
Yeah.
So probably you were also on the roof, and Icepeak just tried to like chain the guy to separate it from his demon, and got dragged into the portal that the demon makes.
Okay, is the portal still open?
Usually no, but I mean, you're also a merman. You can just slide down the roof like Mikey did.
Yeah, or just don't.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll-
just
I'll
jump to
do
make a
that.
hole in the.
Yeah, Enya made a hole in the
She
roof
did the
as well.
superhero
So
landing.
yeah,
3-point
you could
landing.
just like follow Enya's whole destruction hole down through the roof.
True.
Okay, I'll go down the hole.
Okay. So Enya proceeds to make another hole down, I assume, like through to the next floor. Give me another breakthrough roll. You're really loud, right? Like you're just going through, like you're just crashing, like very, very loudly. You're just going right through the material. So like
Yeah.
not much room for stealth.
This is
Okay.
also like super like taking too long, so she's probably gonna make for the window now
Okay.
instead of continue to do that.
Okay, you bust through the window, and I guess you're there right in time to see the fist that punched Mikey.
Oh,
So you just see Mikey get the
Yeah,
shit sucked out of him.
Yeah, you see him get hit, and with it being like a full 4, like you see his head spin, but again, because there's no bones and he's a merman, like it does like a little more than like a 180, and it kind of snaps back, and he's kind of rocked.
does she need to catch Mikey?
He's
Nah.
pretty sticky.
I was gonna say he's got no bones. He'll just bounce. It's like dropping Jello.
Is Rory still attached to the stand, or did the stand like
Oh no, it's dragging him around with its mouth like a dog.
Okay, Enya's gonna make an attempt to, since the stand had to get close to attack Mikey, to grab Rory and wrestle him off.
Okay, go for it. In this case, you're trying to grab. Yeah, sure. Connect. You want to fate point it?
Yeah, she's gonna invoke her need to perform connections. In this case, she really needs to get this guy. 4 reasons.
Okay. Go ahead and so you grab Rory. You're holding onto him so that the stand can't withdraw through the portal right away. It's going to see you doing that and roll to. It's going to let go of Rory and disappear into the portal door. It is going to make the structure. You can hear it at first. Once it withdraws into the darkness of its portal, you can hear wood and metal being punched, dented in different directions. It's currently going up and down through portals, striking at different parts of the structure. The whole house is beginning to shake. And there are people inside.
Oh my god. How does Rory look?
Created the scene aspect unstable structure. Rory looks really bad.
Okay. But she has him?
Sure, he's in hand right now, but he is bleeding. He is basically bleeding out from a huge bite that went into his spacesuit. I mean, he was already in bad shape. And he also looks like he's struggling to breathe.
Okay. Is there anyone around Enya?
Both Mikey and me are there.
She
Because I'm wrapped around. Yeah, and Mikey got punched in the face.
She is going to try to like snap this guy's neck.
Ooh.
You're gonna just break his neck? It's not hard. Okay.
I haven't. Oh, but we don't know she's about to do that though.
Yeah, you don't. Nothing. I mean, he's weak in your arms. You can snap his neck.
Yeah, he's very sick. His
Yeah.
barely keeping him alive. Like just peeling the film off of his helmet that I put down could be enough, but
I
really
have an idea. I have an idea to save him, but
Well,
okay, go ahead. It's up to you.
She's not gonna hesitate when this thing starts fucking around with the building, so yeah, that neck's getting snapped.
Okay, you put your hands. How do you break his neck?
She looks down at this guy. He's probably like heaving for air.
Yeah.
And she just like stares into his eyes for a second and closes her eyes as like her hands just wrap around his neck and just press like very suddenly.
He sounds like he was about to try to say something, and it's hard to really figure out what it was gonna fully be, but it sounded like the beginning of thank. And then he gets his neck broken, and as his head rolls down, he just says, God. And his head just lolls there as his body convulses once more. The building's still shaky. There's dust filtering down through the ceiling, but the rampage stops.
She's gonna take the body and climb back up to the roof. Or
You can already hear distant sirens, by the way. The emergency responders are on their way after explosions and a building shaking. Somebody called it in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sunny and Yozan are standing there. Sunny looks like he has been crying. Yozan looks pretty angry, but there's a small smirk on his face. Congratulations. You did it. Well done, officer. He claps his hands.
I didn't see any other way.
Yeah, that's about how I feel, too, I think. When someone leaves you no other choice, all you can do is just end it. Just like that.
You left us no other choice.
Nonsense. We're not the ones who came up with Santana cells. No matter what you may accuse the Dorobo group of, they come directly from your species. Harvested, distributed, manufactured by you in your little biochemical plants and offshore nests. We study it, of course. We're not the ones responsible. Sunny nor me. Grabs Sunny and pulls him up to his feet. We're just picking up the pieces like the rest of you. I'm sure you're not responsible for the Santana cells either, just by what, right of birth?
Enya's gonna flinch a little.
Was this stuff we knew before? We knew that we're producing it?
Rory mentioned it, but then had Lili knock him out so he wouldn't be grilled about it.
So the crowns are producing it? Fascinating.
It's not the crowns. When a person is alive, they shed cells as they age, as they change. Hair cells, skin cells, all kinds of cells are released into the air. Every cell that your kind releases is one of those types of cells, a Santana cell. Every place where you live, every place where you fight, breathe, sleep, die, becomes infected like a bioweapon. Sunny wasn't kidding when he called you all a curse, because it's true. Eventually, you'll be the end of the species. I could tell you all of this, but what does it really matter? You can't stop it. We can try to find a cure, but humanity's already taken a pretty big hit. So all we can do then is, well, figure out what we're going to do with the wreckage of this world. Rebuild, maybe.
So, no matter what we do, whether it's passive or active, we just kill people.
The ultimate weapon, made by Avicii himself. We went through the records. Saudades knew this. He saw it happening. That's when he lost his shit and started hearing voices. That's when his stand ate him. He just couldn't deal with it.
That's really heavy, and I guess right now we can't do anything about it. Right now.
That's right. Nothing you can do.
She looks nervously at the group. Hey, I'm probably gonna have to get put away for this, so Just tell them the truth. And she's gonna let Rory's body just like fall. The truth is pretty ugly. At least in prison. Maybe my cells won't get very far anymore.
Yozan folds his arms. What, you're just gonna give up like that?
I think Sunny's right about us being a curse, and I just don't know what to do about it right now.
Sunny adjusts his glasses. I'm sorry, I didn't... No, not... If you're a curse, then I guess we are too. You saw it yourself. This guy from the moon just tried to ice us. He said there was a bounty on our head, and I think that means we're not welcome back.
But everyone has a right to live, so I'm confused is all. I even think you guys deserve to live, even if you have done bad. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I wish I had answers.
High in the sky above all of you, as the sirens begin to close in, you can see the moon is rising and it is red. Yozan kind of shrugs his shoulders. Look, truth hurts, right? It sucks knowing you may be responsible for the genocide of an entire species you probably hope to live side by side with. Sometimes that's just how nature shakes out. We're the losers. You're the winners. But it doesn't really have to be that way, I don't think. I mean, if people on the moon could do the impossible, why can't people on Earth? If the Dorobo Corporation can work with you mermen and people like you, maybe we can even find a cure, recover in a couple centuries, something like that. It doesn't have to be hopeless. Maybe you're stupid and you want to give up.
Blue looks disgruntled and says, yeah, there's gotta be a cure.
There is not one yet.
Yeah, you're right. It's worth trying to find one. That's all we've got, right?
As for this body, Yozan walks over to Rory on the ground. There's no records of him being born on the Earth. No fingerprints. No ID of any kind. Who's to say that he was even here, really? This could have been, I don't know, explosion. It's an old tea house. Maybe they were running old furnaces. Wiring wasn't right. Easy to just make go away. Easy enough to pretend that none of us were involved in anything of the sort. And who's going to believe these harmonizers about a moon man? It's ridiculous, isn't it?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Honestly, things have been really weird back at the station ever since we got back. I do think we need to clean house, and I don't really feel like getting judged by people like that.
You're dealing with something of your own corruption. I think I know exactly what you mean. We've been tracking one or two offshoots of some of the technology that we use ever since we've had to clean our own house up. We've noticed that there have been connections between Dorobo Corporation and something called Knife Party. The records are pretty clear about what they were, but I figured they were gone. So, how about we have a bit of an exchange? We help you clean up your little problem. In exchange, you help us clean up a few things of our own. Knife Party being a mutual one.
Are you alright with that, guys?
I mean, yeah, we do need to clean up, but that knife was related to the same thing, and it belonged to somebody that was there at the restaurant.
You notice that as Yozan is like kind of pushed, like checking the body of Rory, a small shape has finally made its way out onto the roof and just runs over to the body and begins shocks Yozan once. He jumps away. What the hell? And then climbs onto Rory and starts shocking him. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Every time it says wake up, it's shocking him.
Enya's gonna lift Lili up.
Lili is kind of trying to run in air and move its arm. Unhand me! Unhand me!
Look, I know you have something to do, but it's not happening.
Lili doesn't seem to understand and just tries to shock you. But you got a pretty thick shell exterior.
Yeah. Will Lili fit like an ammo pouch?
Yes, it's very tiny.
She's just gonna like stuff her in like one of her vest pockets and then close up her jacket.
Yeah, you can hear Lili saying, "No, wake up, Rory, wake up, sleepyhead, wake up."
She's gonna press a hand over it to sort of muffle that.
You can hear wondering, why is it dark?
I'll find you a new life, little robot. Say goodbye to this one.
There is a kind of moment of silence and then a muffled, "Goodbye, Rory."
Oh, god damn it, she actually did. Oh.
Yozan holds his hand that got shocked. Damn moon robots. Pain in the ass. We'll take care of the body. Don't worry. Just go back to your station. Tell them you were on the scene and you helped save some of the civilians from what was apparently a, I don't know, rampaging demon or something. We'll back you up.
How's the structure of the building? Is it still...
It's still unstable, but it's not... If that thing had continued, it would have inevitably collapsed.
Yeah, can I go inside and try and help glue it together to be just
you want to like
more
do
stable?
some okay. We'll say
if everything out here is effectively done, if they, and Mikey would want to try and actually be helping when everybody else shows up. And
sure,
not
yeah.
say that, oh yeah, we helped, and then like the building fall over, like and then just nothing to see here, folks. Just keep walking. But yeah, he does want to try and obviously he knows that it won't be a super effective job long term, but
the light of that red moon, that it's kind of unnerving for you, Mikey. Like it feels bad is the only way to say it. It just feels like predatory or like you don't like meat. You don't like eating meat. It feels like that. It feels like that feeling. No mechanical disadvantages. It's just gross kind of.
Yeah, then he definitely will head inside and start working outside of the light of the moon.
If everyone kind of does anyone disagree with what they're saying, that they'll like help you out and they'll hide this body or make sure that it doesn't blow back on your unit?
He'll need to be studied. He may. I suppose he's only now being infected.
Sunny nods. He seems to have difficulty finding words right now.
I speak seems to be similar, just sort of staring at the body.
He says, Sunny says to you, I speak. I'm sorry. I didn't think things would go, and I'm sorry for the things, before Yozan, he doesn't have much tact, and I guess I don't, and that's okay. I'm the CEO, so we can fix this. We can fix these problems. CEO of Dorobo. That is, he's just rubbing his arms. Yeah, oh man.
It is too much for one person to fix.
One person's all we got. Oh, there was Calvin, but he quit.
You That is to say, I wish to assist you
Oh,
in studying the body.
oh, so, yeah, right. Sure. I guess we could use a medical console for some of these studies, comparing it to prior samples that we have, as well as our database of other infected individuals, including those who have been in relative isolation here on the Earth. They, such as those who live in the mountains, but there may be something comparable. Shit. The sirens have all like they're pretty much outside of the Brimful of Asha right now.
I hand Sunny. Well, how far? I don't even know how far his thing is right now.
His thing?
Oh, his base.
Oh, it's pretty far.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Probably
way
too
high
far
up.
for eels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enya, by the way, has hopped rooftops with Lili still in her pocket and has just like pieced out on everyone.
Oh. Okay. So Enya I speak. You were gonna give Sunny kind of contact info, I guess, or try to. I guess you were gonna give him an eel, like a communicator or something.
I was, yeah, but there's no need now. Well, because I can't. It doesn't. It wouldn't reach that far. I've never had to consider arresting one of my own members. She just rubs her head.
Sunny shakes his head. She did the right thing. She saved all those people in there. Yozan's the one who put them at risk. So if anyone needs to get arrested, it's him, quite frankly. Not that I could stand by if you were to get imprisoned. This is messy.
It is always messy.
I'll do what I can, and I need to reel Yozan in, obviously, because he can't just accelerate the problem.
I would appreciate such, especially considering your skills.
We can't be here right now. There's too many questions and a dead body. So I hope you don't find it rude if I were to disappear with Yozan and that guy. He motions towards the sheriff.
What is rudeness? I am eels, like hopes that infect everyone around me.
Maybe he was.
Go.
Well, I'm not supposed to lie. Farewell, then. Greetings from Dorobo, and we hope that you enjoy our products in the future. And moving forward, look for a bright future with the Dorobo group. He kind of like bows slightly, and then looks up, and there's like a head kind of looking up next to his of a masked figure, his stand. The same sort of entity that just consumed Rory is standing behind him, kind of coolly and calmly, like his shadow almost. Between him and Yozan, actually, is where it's positioned. You can see for a moment a red flare in its eye before you can feel space expand, contract rapidly, and all three are gone. Sunny, Yozan, and the body of Rory Lowe have disappeared. Some of the shingles are still spinning or just flying off by the time they're gone, indicating a pressure of force that must have happened in some gap between time. For the rest of this effort to clean up, Mikey, you were going to try to do some gluing. Could you give me a we'll say slick roll against a passive difficulty of 3? Some sealing, some repairs. I'll say unless you want to spend your remaining fate point, which you're free to, of course. I would even encourage you to do so because we'll probably be wrapping up here shortly. with a 2, that is a partial success. So that's a success with a complication. If you're willing to take that, that is fine. The complication here is going to be it would just take longer for the Brimful of Asha to really get repaired.
Yeah, I
With
was gonna say Mikey's doing this more as like an evacuation thing, like get everybody out of the tea house and like start patching it up so that people who aren't out can get out. Because
Right.
in his mind, like there's no time limit on when this thing is gonna fall, so it's just
Mhm.
a matter of delaying that clock.
Right. So you're working this matter because you're working kind of with haste and with human life in mind. You were able to kind of do very quick, though not as thorough as maybe a professional kind of repair guy would. Like you're able to make very quick sealants and supports so that you can get people out safely. But as you do, like the moment people are out, like some of those will break and snap, and parts of the structure will like collapse, like a little inward, like a roof, a part of the ceiling will fall in or something. But better it just falls in on some cooking equipment instead of a person or whatever. So structural damage, just money. The harmonizers look pretty distraught that their structure is collapsing, that this tea house, they came here hoping they could protect their profit from the moon. Like they put them up here, and this place is now like, not only is it just demolished more or less, but their profit is gone. Like they do not see that guy, and they are very, very they are very, very upset besides themselves outside. Blue, you're like experienced, old-handed, dealing with cops at crime scenes and such. I would say that you have kind of the wherewithal to run some interference and do some fast talk on the cops that like are coming in, the emergency responders, to kind of like cover your squad if you want. That's like one approach you could take. Does that sound like reasonable?
Yeah. Should I?
You would just be rolling. Give me a distance roll against passive opposition of 3. Good clack. All right, you pass. With a 3, you're able to kind of like answer quick questions and fire off like quick counter questions. Is there anything specific you want to try to like throw into the mix as you're just like making sure that your squad is not suspected of anything, and that, you know, or like what's the cover story that you'd like to go with? Is it that there was a terrorist attack, this was a demon? What sounds like good for you?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a demon.
Okay. Demon makes sense. Some of the harmonizers who are there are strangely calmer than the others about like what's happened. And I will say yeah, I guess since Blue, you're here. Give me a gaze roll, actually. A 4. Yeah, you can see why. As they were once panicked and sad. There is a somewhat familiar figure there, kind of cheering them up. It is Poppy. She is just kind of like telling them that it's going to be okay, saying if they need help, she's there for them. Just kind of handing out blankets. And she looks pretty happy. And they look pretty happy. They're very starstruck about this. Like, oh, wow, it's Poppy. And she's just kind of like cheering them up and saying, Poppy, that's me. And as she says, that's me, she slowly turns her head towards you, Blue, and just stares at you for a moment before she goes on to sing Poppy and starts leading them in the chant.
Wait, am I near? Wait, where is everyone else?
Well, Mikey's like currently trying to deal with crowd control and getting people out. Ice Peak, I'm gonna assume is gonna get down from the roof in a second. Enya just like bolted.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna say Towner is probably trapped in the rubble somewhere.
Well, I feel like Blue would send out a message really quick to everyone about what she just saw and maybe start to follow.
Start to follow Poppy.
Yeah.
Okay. If you follow her along, you'll see she's just picking up. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, down. Yeah, Towner probably was. I don't know. That was mostly a joke. He's not actually under the rubble somewhere. If you follow her along, I'm gonna assume you just try to tail her, like with some stealth, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she's just going around to the different harmonizers who are like gathered in this area, who may be like scared by what happened, and just singing her music. Under the light of the red moon, she actually shines quite brilliantly. It kind of like picks up on her features and her red lipstick. She's framed in such a way where you feel like you can see why she's a star. In fact, roll your hard boiled against a 7. You could pass if you blow if you blow two invokes, you'd be able to pass. Otherwise, you're going to feel compelled to like, maybe it seems like she needs help with all these people.
No, I'm gonna invoke.
Okay.
Let's see. Gritty Detective.
Maintain control. Like, you don't want to lose control. It does feel like you're being swayed.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 2 fate points. There was like a brief moment where you thought, like, man, Poppy's gonna get mobbed by all these like people. She could be in danger. But then you know what she is. You've seen how she works. Like, you're able to like catch yourself before you go try to be her bodyguard or whatever. But further exposure to her right now may lead you to being exposed to that effect again. So it's up to you whether you want to keep trailing her or not. She's just picking up random people. She's not like leading them necessarily like the Pied Piper style, but she is gathering like a trail of people that are following her. And some of them like break off to go tell others about how great Poppy is, that sort of thing.
So she can sense that she probably shouldn't like.
This is a dangerous lure. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a deep sea anglerfish, and you just got temporarily swayed by its light before you realized what the fuck was happening.
I wish there was I mean. But so Ice Peak isn't really available. She's far away, right?
I mean, you can always give her a call on your Yuzik.
Yeah, you message her, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna see if maybe one of her eels could help out here.
Yeah, then she'll head down then, toward your wherever you tell. But her eels are just as susceptible to this.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
Right,
if not
that's
more
why I
so.
wasn't sure. Mm-hmm.
You could go in and be a bodyguard just to direct them away, but that is completely up to you on what you want to do with Poppy.
Direct the people that are following her away.
Yeah, like no crowds, get out of here.
You run the risk of being kidnapped by Poppy, though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
and it's
what's
a pretty
happening.
high risk.
It's your choice. Yeah.
You don't gotta. You can just let her go. Continue to brainwash people with her infectious pop tunes. Actually, yeah, you know what? As you're there, like watching Poppy, feel a hand on your shoulder.
Okay.
The chief. Forget it, Blue. It's Poppy Town. You're just gonna watch her leave with this trail of like people. Fan.
Oh, are you that big of a fan of Poppy, Chief?
What? Yeah. Could you give me your autograph?
Absolutely.
Ah, I knew there was a reason I didn't retire. Nice. I came down here personally because I heard there was all sorts of crazy shit happening with the harmonizer, so I figured I'd take a swing, just a little looky-loo. And then I saw Poppy, and I said, "Whoa!" And then you were following her, probably for the same reason I was. She's like, it's pretty cool. He just nods once. My kids like her. Is and so I listen a lot to the music because my kids listen to it.
Oh yeah, my cat loves Poppy. I totally get it. Yeah, I'd be happy to get the autograph since I was gonna do it myself anyway.
Yeah, some other time though. We got all this cop work to take care of. Unless there's you think is there something weird with Poppy right now that you need to look? He kind of watches Poppy leaving. Like, is there is there a creep in there? Is there a creep in there trying to do something? Somebody trying to make some moves? Just watching her too hard? You know, like somebody looks like too old to ever go on a date with her, and they're just kind of like orbiting or following her or something.
Oh, it was just, a bit of a kerfuffle earlier, so I was just making sure everything was all right.
Okay, good. Because I got to make sure there's no creeps around her, because it's bad for the island.
Of course. No
Oh,
creeps allowed here.
no. I won't allow it. All right. So he looks back at the brimful of Asha. That'll happen here.
I mean, seems kind of... We're still looking into it. Seems like there's some kind of kerfuffle that happened.
Kerfuffle. Well, that's why I wanted to quit, because I was sick of kerfuffles. But you know what? Zavada, that's why they pay you the big bucks. And he gives you a firm slap on the back. Go take care of it.
Of course.
He folds his arms and looks back over his shoulder at Poppy one last time. Yep. I hate this job. I hate it so much. Can't stand it. Every moment is a waking nightmare. He just breathes in. But at least I got that fresh sea air. Just breathing it in sometimes is just nice. Straight from the ocean. Yep. Everything's going to be okay. Yes, as your group goes to take care of the tea house, the news of what had been told to you by Yozan is probably a little bit disheartening. And wherever you're going, you'll eventually be able to get to safety, and no one will question it. You have the ability to hide your nature, hide what you've been doing. You are from the depths of the ocean. It's not difficult for you. Yozan and Sunny look down from the Dorobo tower once they do return there. The bastards are taking away Rory's body. A new chapter is opening here in Stella Maris. One where the focus is not necessarily on matters involving Dorobo, at least not at the moment, but instead the matter that you spoke of earlier, of the knives, and a whole party of them, in fact. Because once the scene has been cleared from the Brimful of Asha tea house, men come in the night in black clothes and covered faces to dig out whatever evidence they can to see if there's anything to be retrieved. And one of them finds a discarded laser rifle. As he is reaching to grab it, the space between his cuff and the cuff of his shirt and his glove reveals a knife tattoo right on his wrist. And that is where we will end the session. Rest in peace, Rory Lowe. You will be missed. Had your face revealed for one session.
We were all doing something weird.
I was gonna say, I
Just
feel like
existing.
Yeah.
I feel like I could have told the chief that I was repairing the house to keep it structurally afloat to vacate people from the
Yeah.
fight that we
Correct,
held.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, no, I probably would have just been like, report. I don't have time. Too much weird shit happened, and we got to come up with a story now.
But stuff got covered in the rubble. you know, and the debris once it started to like fall apart even just a little. And Rory might have had more technology in there than he showed. At least Lili survived. That's all that matters.
No, Lili.
Oh shit, true. I
Yeah, we
wonder
have
what
our
he
new
had.
Palazzo. Suck it.
We have our new orphan. That we orphaned.
Aw,
Oh.
son of a bitch. Yeah, Enya went to go hide and think about life and just hide. She'll be back.
Like, I don't know how many people would care if followed up on things like the demon that was in the microwave.
No, we're
You know?
interested in that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's just that there's pressing things.
There's a lot of other things.
Yeah, we had a lot
Yeah.
of things fall on our lap trying to do 3 things at once and it all being one thing.
Well, next session you will have
now we
more.
have to-
Yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna say, now we have to deal with corrupt cops, so I'm getting my demon back.
Yeah, let's do it.
There's
gonna
a
throw the-
possibility, yeah, they stole it from you
I was gonna
probably.
say, I'm gonna take the person who stole it, throw them in a jail cell, and then I'm taking that little shit and I'm throwing it back in the microwave. Everybody's going back to jail.
They put the microwave in a jail cell.
In a jail cell separate. Yeah, it's just the
Yeah.
only thing in there.
I didn't expect this to be an episode about, like, deal with the materials list. I was gonna gun for, like, alright, let's do this ozone thing after we do this Santa Gold thing. So that's where my mind was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you still have like the ozone problem, but I will tell you that it's likely that there will be like clinics set up by the Dorobo group, like in the time between this session and the next session, where they start to try to distribute drugs that are meant to mitigate the withdrawal.
Oh, just like that? Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not a
I
permanent fix, but
shame them, yeah.
That's that among the many things you brought up. That's true.
yeah.
Alright, well that's handled for now then. Somewhat off screen. Cool.
Sunny's just, you know, he's overwhelmed, man, and Yozan's an asshole.
Yeah, having your self brother be a dickhead. I mean, it is like we know now that he was once one person and is now 2
One
people.
person, yeah.
So like he's not necessarily a twin, but he's not. He's 2 separate people, but he is one person. No, self is a weird concept. Don't self-actualize, kids.
True.
Allow the ego death.
Yeah, that's the only way I could consider. I considered like saving Rory was to give him split brain syndrome.
Oh,
I have no idea if it would have
Ooh.
worked.
that would have been
But
interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like the DM would have to start making some decisions based on the fact that we have a real life casework that is murdering our current attempt.
I mean, you can always
So-
save that for the next stand user. We have
Next
to,
weird demon person,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know, it's inevitable.
That one, yeah, that's like, I wonder, I don't know, because in Sunny and Yozan's case, you can assume that they had like high quality cybernetics and medical materials available to them. I don't know that
Yeah.
Rory's got that going for
And
him.
not, we used a worm to cut your brain in half, and now worms are holding it together.
I mean-
That's pretty much what would happen. Icepeak would have had to like drill in there, do a little multi-surgery, sort of stopgap, just as a stopgap, and then been like, all right, we really need his suit fixed now.
The
Like,
thing is,
really?
I'm not even necessarily sure if in the JoJo actual canon that the brain is where the stand comes from. I always assumed it, but like rewatching part 3, I'm like, wait a second, maybe not. I'm just not sure anymore.
Might be their soul. It might be their.
soul.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in the last campaign I talked a little bit about the somatic body. And that's really what the stand is. It's the kind of energy self.
The sense of self. not
Yeah.
necessarily like localized in the brain, because you don't really, well, like the whole phantom limb thing, like you have a sense.
That was smart thinking. I did not think that you were gonna snap his neck, though. Like I thought I had fully prepared to have this thing like fight you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, yeah, Spirit Assist to demon fight, I guess.
That's what I mean about things going sideways, though.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I mean, Enya was willing to like.
This
Yeah, sorry.
no, this could have gone sideways in multiple ways. Is all we're saying.
All the ways.
Yeah, I had that in a session that I DM'd for D&D. I brought the players to a brand new city, and I was like, "What's the first thing you're gonna do?" And they're like, "We're gonna ask questions about the guy we're looking for." And I was like, "Great." And then one of the guys was like, and then I mentioned something about like the guards were suspicious of them because they were new people in town. So the rogue decided, I'm gonna break off and I'm gonna grab one of the guards and pull a knife on him to interrogate him. And then I turned the whole guard on him because you drew a knife, dude.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
really.
did I expect that? No, but did they spend the next several sessions trying to clear their name? Yes, because actions have consequences.
True.
I feel like in that case, that's like it's a little because like you just have to go in this like whatever like Oblivion mode or like you know Elder Scrolls mode. Just tell them halt criminal scum.
Yeah, criminal scum. Yeah, just keep adding more until they learn.